1, 2, 3. Sir, Conor, can I give that for you?
Of course.
Just for a second.
I really like these gloves. I love the electric yellow colour. So I can take these, right?
Of course you can.
Lovely.
Can our CEO sign it for you?
Sorry?
Can our CEO sign it for you?
Of course he can, yes.
So
CEO, Sergey?
Sergey, yes.
Sergey, good man, of course he can.
He's right there.
Yes.
So I will explain ground rules to the audience and then we'll start with you. I'll switch to Ukrainian for a moment, okay? Доброго вечора ще раз. Раді вітати усіх журналістів. Боже, як же здорово, що стільки камер і такий інтерес прекрасний. Але ми розпочнемо з маленьких правил і з української традиції за секунду. Тож усі з вас, хто не знають англійську або хотіли би більш комфортніше себе почувати, ви вже всі, напевно, вдягли навушники, так, хедсети. У нас працює переклад і це велике задоволення нам таку річ для вас створити. Усі запитання ми будемо приймати трошки пізніше. Зараз ми з Конором поговоримо. Ми також підготували наш інтерес, наше запитання. Для нас це важливо. І потім ми будемо ставити запитання одне ви, одне я, одне ви, одне я. І я вас прошу, будь ласка, представляйтеся і ставте свої запитання. Я його перекладу на англійську мову для Конора. І після цього він дасть відповідь, і ви вже зможете отримати те, що хотіли. Нагадаю, що це дуже дружня, спортивна, класна зустріч, від якої ми очікуємо прекрасного стану і атмосфери. Ми очікуємо від вас також розуміння і відповідного напрямку запитань. Ми сьогодні обговорюємо спорт, мотивацію і досягнення. Ну а зараз, Conor, well, you will be greeted by the Ukrainian tradition, so please, well, what do you have to... What you have to do, you have to take a pinch of, like a bite of this bread and then chew it for a moment. Yeah, if you can. Yeah, go ahead. So that's very traditional. Yes, please, yes. Tough, right? Yes! Ваші оплески! Вітаємо Конора в Україні! Welcome, Conor, to Ukraine. This was Ukrainian tradition. Please have a seat, sir.
Tasty.
First of all, thank you very much for coming here. And we've been waiting for you, all these wonderful people have been waiting for you. Ukraine is all excited about you, PARIMATCH is excited about you. We are happy to have you as our global icon. And we're happy that you're here. How was your flight? How was your expectation about coming here?
We were supposed to get in last night and I was on the plane and everything ready to go, but the fog was very heavy. And Sergey was saying that it's very rare, the CEO of PARIMATCH was saying that it's very rare that there's fog in Ukraine, so I don't know, we were supposed to come last night, but we came today. The flight was good. It's good to be here in Ukraine. It's good to be here in Kyiv. I've always wanted to visit. It's great to be partnered with PARIMATCH. My teammate Artem Lobov says about Ukraine that it's one of the greatest cities that he's ever visited, and it's one of the
countries. Kyiv is a city country.
Sorry, yeah, Kyiv.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, good.
And working with PARIMATCH, why do you work with us? What helps you to choose us as your one of the favorite companies?
You came to me. PARIMATCH came to me with the revenue, and then I started to learn about PARIMATCH, and then I've met Sergey. I'm very close to Sergey. We've talked many times, and he's a good man, and I'm honoured to be here and honoured to represent. Driving down the street from the airport, you see the big billboards side by side with Mike Tyson. I mean, Iron Mike Tyson, a legend of the combat game. I'm very honoured and very humbled to be here.
Thank you for that, Conor. So Mike was here 2 months ago, exactly where you are right now, and we asked him, what do you feel about Conor? What do you think of him? And he said that you are a legendary sportsman already, and he's happy that he's friends with you, or at least good mates. So that's mutual between two of you, and we're happy both of you are with us. All right, let's go for the questions. So some of these questions are super approved by your team, but some we just created, if you don't mind. But I'm sure.
Fire it away. I have not looked at anything. I'd rather just go ahead.
So there are things that you're well known for, and there are tons of interviews with you, but I haven't found a clue. What is your favorite meal? What would be your favorite meal, type of food?
And there's a meal that my girlfriend makes back home. It's chicken Kyiv. I don't know what in Kyiv at the minute. I don't know whether that's what the crack is. But is that Ukrainian chicken Kyiv?
Chicken Kyiv, yeah. Coming from Soviet Union, but let's call it Ukrainian.
So we have chicken Kyiv back home, and it's basically like chicken and like a little garlic and herb.
You do that? Yes.
Like
oh wow.
Yeah. Is that actually like a traditional dish here or no? Because I was thinking that on the way off. I would actually fucking love it. It's like there's like a cream. What's in it, baby? Actually, chicken Kyiv. Garlic butter, but there's also like a little green breadcrumbs as well on the chicken. It's very, very nice.
So you know the drill. Very good.
Yeah.
So what would be your favorite movie?
My Favorite movie? Wow, I love a good movie. And I have many great movies. I'd say one that I like would be The Dark Knight, Batman, The Dark Knight with the Joker. I think that was a great movie, and I like that one a lot.
Christopher Nolan was the director of that, I guess. Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, very good.
And what would be your favorite sports team?
He done 3 of them then, did he?
He did 3?
I like The Dark Knight one. I like all the Batman series, to be honest. I like the Batman series, very good. Especially with the Joker one. I really like the Joker.
The last one with the Hulk and face?
I haven't actually seen that one yet, funny enough. I do want to see that. Is it really? Yeah? Very
fantastic. Good. I just watched it 2 days ago. Fantastic. Highly recommend it.
I will get to see that most definitely.
Sports. So let's get to sports. What's your favorite sports team? Any type of sports.
Favorite sports team? Like in what game? Anything else?
First of all, what's your favorite sport? Except
I mean, fighting is my favorite sport. If you even want to call it a sport, you know, it's not so much a team sport. Well, I suppose it is. I've got a great team back home in SPG Ireland, and we've got many great training partners and many great fighters on our side that train with me every day. So I would say my own team, SPG Ireland, is my favorite sports team.
That's very respectable. Can I ask you about the football team?
Yeah, I originally, before the fighting, I used, like most young boys from Ireland, I'm not sure about Ukraine, how big football is, but it's very big in Ireland and the UK. And before I began engaging in combat sports, I was obsessed with football. Manchester United would have been one of the teams I would support, like most young boys as well. It's either Man United or Liverpool back in the day. But I'd say Manchester United. Now granted, with everything that's going on in the world, and obviously with the fight game, you can't be half in the fight game. You can't be half involved. So any other sport, any other pastime, anything, I had to leave behind. You know, I had to be 100% focused on the fight game.
Thank you for that answer. So the next question will be a bit weird. So we know that your favorite color is green. But what would be...
How do you know that? How do you know that?
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Good. So you did your research. Good. What's my favorite number?
So I would feel 23 because it's my favorite number. But my next question would be, what is your favorite number?
Number 1. Number one, baby. Oh yes.
Number 1.
And then second to number 12. I do like number 12 also. My hometown where I come from. My whiskey also proper number 12. So
we'll get to that later tonight for sure.
Oh yes, we will.
So what would be your favorite drink? But like drink, not only proper 12, but anything like coffee. You just had coffee or tea?
Yeah, I like a good coffee in the morning. I mean, what do you mean? Like not my whiskey. My whiskey would be my favorite drink.
Non-alcohol.
I would say water. I love water. Yes, room temperature. And my training partner, my coach on the McGregor Fast System always says, if you drink chilled water or like really cold water, the body uses energy stores to warm it up. So now I've since I heard that, I've been just drinking room temperature water, so the body doesn't have to use valuable energy stores, and that's it. It keeps you more energetic.
Out of this, we're drifting to the routine questions. A lot of these wonderful journalists, they have sent us questions, and they're curious about your sports routine for the regime and how you kind of prepare for fights, but then how do you leave everyday life? Like what's your food routine? Let's say you mentioned warm water. That's my every morning routine.
Is it
a bit of warm water, a little bit of
warm or just room temperature?
Room temperature or warm, not hot.
I do like warm also because, like, especially when the weather starts changing in Ireland, I'll have a cup of, have some ginger, lemon and honey. Like a drink like that, and a good jug of it also. So that will get the heat into the chest, and it also hydrate me. That's what I've been doing lately.
And then how would you describe your food regime and food routine?
I have a nutritionist and that cooks for me and plans my nutrition depending on what weight is upcoming and these type of things. So.
Now, a lot of journalists and our team, we're very curious. How do you deal with what is coming to any sportsman? Wins and loses. So how do you deal if you lose at something? How do you deal with that? What are the top 3 things you would do after?
Wins and losses, you analyse what went down, you analyse your lead up into the bout, your preparation, what went wrong, what went right. Life is a lesson, right? You're forever learning and constantly growing. You should always look back at what you've done and use it to do more things. So I would just analyse everything. How committed was I? What went wrong? What went right? And then make those corrections for the next time. So the sun, you win, you lose, you go to sleep, you wake up. The sun goes down and it comes up the next day. It's no different. So You just analyze. You must do that on a win also. If you sleep on a win, you'll wake up with a loss. You know, so you've got to stay analyzing your preparation and your focus, and be honest to yourself. And that's happened to me. You know, I've had many ups and downs in this game. You know, for an example, for would be like the Diaz 1 rematch. The Diaz 1 fight. My preparation in the lead up to that, it wasn't. I was overtrained and I was run down by the time the fight came. And then midway through the second round, there was no more left in the tank. Then I went a bit more the scientific route, met the doctors and the trainers on the McGregor Fast program, and began formulating a proper training routine. And I was fully committed on my nutrition, on my training, on my sleep. I went to sleep at the same time. I woke up at the same time each day in camp, and I went and I avenged that loss. So
I've heard the word commitment, and how important is the commitment to discipline, and how hard is that for you to commit to discipline in the routine, in the preparation for the fights? And what would you suggest to young sportsmen, young people who are trying to become real leaders in life and sports? How do you recommend them to go with commitments?
I mean, we are all human. Without the work, if we do not put the work in, you won't get the reward. So that's it. Like I said, it's easy for someone to do this once, maybe even twice, but to do it year after year and time after time, you know, that's when your commitment can drop. That's when other things can get in the way. That's when I may start paying attention to the football again, and then the fighting. I'm not giving it I'm not giving it 24/7. You know what I mean? So that's it. Just stay focused and put the work in, and you know, if you are at it long enough, you will have ups and downs. You will have dips in commitment and lapses in concentration. But you just got to be honest to yourself and be aware, make those corrections, and carry on.
Now, your state of mind is super important, I guess, to sustain wins and, if any, losses, and also to go through discipline, to commitments and discipline. And how do you work on your psychological state of mind? Like, who does help you on that? Do you read specific books? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I do read books about positivity and things like that. But really, for me, it's always been, my confidence has always come from my work ethic. You know what I mean? I am a very, very hard worker in whatever I am engaged in. You know, sometimes I will, if I have one thing lined up and then I have another thing lined up, I'll put more work into one certain entity or business or whatever, and then the other one will not get that work, and then I will pay the price for that, and that's it. So, you just got to put the work in and be confident. The confidence will come from the work ethic.
I do agree with this notion, and thank you for sharing that. Do you want to open up for the audience? For the questions for the audience, you ready?
Yeah, fire away, guys, no problem.
Будь ласка, піднімайте свої руки, я буду запитувати один з одним. Ось дівчина, ні, це чоловік в білому, вибачте. Та, будь ласка, візьміть мікрофон. У нас є мікрофон, ми будемо його передавати. Представляйтеся і не поспішаючи. Так, будь ласка.
Робить раз.
Так.
Олександр Пасічник, Tribuna.com. Hi Conor, welcome to Ukraine.
Thank you, sir, thank you.
І так, в мене запитання. Відносно нещодавно, Конор, можна сказати так, повздорив в Твіттері з нашим українцем Василем Ломаченко та запросив його в ММА. Запитайте, будь ласка, в Конора, що він знає про Василя, як багато він поєдинків дивився, та що він може сказати про цього спортсмена. Дякую.
Дякую. Thank you for this question. So, there's a question about that you had a feud on Twitter with the Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasil Lomachenko.
I had a feud on Twitter. I don't know about that now.
That's at least how it was perceived. The question is not about that. The question is, how do you feel about Vasil, and what do you know about him? What do you know about Ukrainian boxing culture, maybe?
I know boxing. I know Ukrainian boxing is phenomenal, second to none, in world sport and world boxing. I know Vasil Lomachenko very well. I studied his fighting for many years. He's a phenomenal boxer, the pound for pound #1 boxer on the planet today, I believe. For me, you must compete in mixed martial arts. There comes a stage where, if you are not, you've got to try. You are just lying to yourself if you stay in one discipline. It's not a complete fight. You've got to compete in mixed martial arts. I would like to see him compete now in mixed martial arts competition. I know he had some words about me or whatever, but. Me going to boxing to fight Floyd, it would be like him going to mixed martial arts to fight Henry Cejudo, who's an Olympic freestyle wrestling champion. I don't even think that's necessary. I don't think that's wise for him to do. But I do believe it's time for him to venture into mixed martial arts competition, personally.
Thank you, Conor.
Otherwise, you're just living a lie.
And the next question is from me regarding the Ukrainian boxers. You know who's Alexander Usyk?
I know Usyk very well. He fought Tony Bellew, I believe, recently, and he's a phenomenal boxer. I believe he's going up into the heavyweight division. The heavyweight boxing division is absolutely phenomenal at the minute. You've got Tyson Fury, one of the cleanest boxers, one of the smoothest boxers in the division. You've got Anthony Joshua, a freak athlete. You've got Deontay Wilder, freak power. What's the other guy? Ruiz. You've got him. He's also a crafty boxer, not similar to Tyson, but similar in quality of boxing. And also he's got that knockout power. So the heavyweight division, and now you've got Usyk as well going in there. The heavyweight division in boxing is very, very exciting at present, and I'm enjoying watching it.
Thank you for that, Conor. Here, please, yes. Так, сам ви.
Дякую. А можна мікрофон?
So this is a young man in the Ukrainian national
No, sorry,
shirt.
I'm the only one person not from Ukraine. I'm from Belarus. Nice to meet you.
Very
Belarus
good.
people love you too.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I've got a lot of.
It's Andrei Arlovsky from Belarus, right?
Yeah,
Andrei Arlovsky,
that
very
was
good.
my
The
question.
pitbull, the
Do you know
pitbull.
Belarus? Okay, there are a lot of presents for you. All of them are made from potato because everything in our country is made of potato.
Hey, wow, we're
Even
not far off
whiskey.
in Ireland also. We're
Yeah.
known for our potatoes back home.
I
also.
have got a dessert for your lovely daughter. It's from potato too.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
And our question now
Is it red potato or white potato? Or is it a special
You speak
colour
like
potato?
a real Belarus man.
Okay, I'll have to feel the potato now to gauge the potatoes.
My question, now it's the time when people from showbiz like Donald Trump or President of Ukraine, Zelensky are go to politics. So, my
The
question,
president of, I'll let you ask your question in a minute. The president of Ukraine was a comedian before, right?
Yes.
Wow, that's very
Yeah.
cool. They say, what did they say? That we used to listen to politicians and laugh at comedians. Now we laugh at politicians and listen to comedians. So that's actually happened in your country.
and
That's crazy,
my
yeah.
question, do you have a dream?
I have many dreams, yeah, and I've accomplished most of my dreams. Well, not most of my dreams. I have a new dream every night. But one of my main dreams, I conquered that dream at the fight game and became a multiple weight world champion multiple times over. But I have many more dreams, most certainly.
Thank you very much. If I get your autograph, I become a minister of sport in our country. Thank you very much.
That's a very good deal. Thank you.
Them potatoes off you.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll take the potatoes from you. Чоловіче, будь ласка, ви так. За вами. Так, передайте мікрофон, будь ласка. Там уже є черга. Друзі, в кого мікрофон? Передайте, будь ласка. Так, саме вам. Ні, все супер, це вам, да.
Mr. McGregor, first of all, it's high honor for all Ukrainians when you come here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. I really
Next,
appreciate the hospitality.
And next question. In the life of every successful man, a close woman plays a huge role. It's well-known fact that you are regarded as one of the greatest athletes of all time. But we all know one start from zero. Before becoming successful, it's also known that your wife has been with you since you were just starting out your career. How great is her influence on your successful career and your life at all?
My lady, my queen is right here with me in the flesh. There she is. You want to have a good look at her? She's a beautiful woman. She's a stunning Irish woman, and she has been everything for me on this journey, and she still is. You know, and that's a very true saying. Behind every great man is a great woman, and most certainly I'm very, very blessed in many, many ways. The mother of my two beautiful children. I am blessed and blessed to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this answer, Conor. Can I go on with a little bit of a personal touch? So, having such a wonderful family and also being committed to sports and being committed to the family. Actually many people have asked this question, and we want to ask you, how do you maintain a proper life-work balance? Like, how do you balance? You're very successful in both fields, but how do you balance that?
You know, it's just normal. It feels like normality at this stage. You know, life is just life. We've been on this journey together since the very start, many years ago. What now? Many? What? 12? 12 years. 12 years. What? Yeah, 12 years. Proper 12 years has been Irish whiskey. Drink it. Life is great. We have a great relationship, and you know, we have two great kids now, Conor Jr. and Kyiv McGregor. Kyiv is heart in Irish, little heart or of the heart. So we have a beautiful family. We're very blessed. We left them at home with the grandparents, and we're on a little holiday together at the minute. So we're enjoying ourselves here in Ukraine.
And this is beautiful. Do you find occasions to do that, like to get away together? And how often?
I mean, actually, not long ago we were away for a friend of ours got married in Italy, so we went there when was that, about a month ago? We had a great time out there. We don't get to do it that much now, you know, and to be honest, leaving the kids, you know, we miss them already, so we were on FaceTime on the car ride over here back home, so but no, we don't get to do it that much, so when we get to do it, we enjoy it.
I want to ask you, what has changed in your life when your first child appeared to this world? What has changed to you?
My son, Conor McGregor Jr., my legacy, my lineage, you know, to have him enter this world, and just my whole world changed, you know what I mean? I must stay focused, I must teach him. I've been training him since the very beginning. We have been training since day one. Like, we used to have, our old home, the downstairs was upstairs, so the bedrooms would be downstairs. So every time we wake up, when he started being crawling, I put him at the bottom of the stairs and guide him up the stairs, let him climb up the stairs to build up the strength in the legs. And I had the gymnastics ring, so I'd have him grip the gymnastics rings and help his grip, hold him up here. And that's where I began training him. And then obviously balance and things like that. And now every day, like me with the gloves on now, he goes in, he puts on the gloves, he goes to the gym in the garage or the gym. We have multiple gyms around the country. So we go and train all day, every day.
Are you making sure that you're making your wife and kids proud of you every day?
Yes, of course. That's the aim, to make my kids proud.
Thank you, Conor, for that. Пані ось тут, так, ви були дуже активною, будь ласка. Не спешите. Да. Как вас зовут? Аида. Okay, that's the name.
Спасибо за возможность. Первый вопрос. Что вы знаете о казахстанском ММА? Слышали вы о бойцах из Казахстана и кого знаете? И второй вопрос.
Секунду, по очереди. So this is a journalist from Kazakhstan. And her name is Aida, and she's asking you, what do you know about MMA in Kazakhstan? Do you know any fighters from Kazakhstan, and how do you feel about them?
I actually don't think I do know any MMA fighters from Kazakhstan. I know boxing is phenomenal in Kazakhstan, also has a good rich history in boxing, and also freestyle wrestling. But I don't know any, no mixed martial artists spring to mind from Kazakhstan, so I'm not sure of the mixed martial arts scene in Kazakhstan. Maybe you can enlighten me.
Может быть, вы можете подсказать Конору, кто именно эти бойцы или этот боец, и задать следующий вопрос.
Геннадий Головкин из Казахстана.
Again, yeah, boxing, but he's not a mixed martial artist though, so I know the boxing in Kazakhstan is phenomenal, and I also know the freestyle wrestling is phenomenal in Kazakhstan. I believe mixed martial arts maybe is growing, maybe in time.
Shavkat Rahmanov.
Do you know Shavkat Rahmanov? No? Okay, not yet.
Is there a UFC fighter from Kazakhstan yet? No?
А он UFC боец? Да, только they just signed him. They just signed him. Вы могли бы повторить его имя еще раз?
Shavkat Rahmanov.
Еще раз?
Shavkat Rahmanov.
Shavkat Rahmanov, that's the name.
What weight is he in?
Какой вес у него? She doesn't know that yet. Well, at least now we all know that there are fighters.
I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you.
An eye out for him, and if he's in my division, you know yourself.
Спасибо большое. Thank you so much. Вот здесь, пожалуйста. Please. He's middleweight. Yeah, please.
Приветствую, Конор, приветствую в Киеве. Не обращайте внимания на дым. Это братья Диас недавно провели открытую тренировку и немного надымели. Мой вопрос будет немного спортивный, по поводу того, вот, какие слабые стороны Хабиба вы увидели в его поединке, чтобы потом эти слабые стороны использовать в реванше против него.
So if you ever will have revanche with Habib, the question is, what were the weak spots of Habib that you've mentioned with your team that you could use if you decide to have an next fight?
I believe we overestimated his grappling severely, and we also underestimated his striking. So they are things we will correct. You know, I will go on the offensive from a grappling standpoint. I believe I was winning the clinch exchanges in round three in round three in the bout, but it was a little too late in the bout, and also my lack of commitment, and you know, I wasn't as fully committed as I should be, carrying injuries and whatnot. So there's many things we can improve and sharpen up when the rematch happens.
Thank you for this answer. And how does this work of analysis going on? Like you all sit together, you have a computer, and then the coach says.
For me, when I left the arena, I was just watching the bout repeatedly over and over and over again, and that's it. Just continuing, just analysing the sequences, the moments, and then referring them to the training camp, what we were doing in training, and what was not necessary, what was necessary. Exactly like I was speaking on earlier. Analyse what went right, what went wrong, make amends, and carry on. So we will continue, and we will make this right, no doubt.
And you definitely can expect this question. So, what would be your next 2 fights? Who are you gonna fight?
We're very close to announcing it. Not just yet, but surely over the course of this trip we should have an announcement. So that's what we're aiming for.
Then, so there's at least commitment for one match, but are you gonna have more, like 2 or 3? For how long do you want to stay in MMA?
For me, I am looking at this next run. For me, I used to fight every couple of weeks really before the UFC came. Then it was every couple of months. Now the politics of the prize got involved, and it's almost I fight one and then I go off. I do not like that. You can't be like that in this game. I must continue. You know, consistency is another word. You know, you must be consistent. So once we get the first one done, and when we get past the politics of this, I will continue to go. I've faced very little damage inside the octagon, so I'm eager to get going and continue. Like if I look at the run I had up to Eddie Alvarez when I won the second world title, it was consecutive bouts, bout. So I went into that Eddie Alvarez fight sharp, aware, fully prepared. And what happened on the night. One of the greatest performances in any title fight ever in the UFC. So that's what we are looking to continue on in the next time. Again, analyse what went wrong in the past, analyse what went right in the past, use it to go forward to the future.
Thank you for this answer. Okay, to the right. Да, вот вы, девушка. Пожалуйста.
These are a great pair of gloves. They're like the Pride gloves. You know the Pride gloves? Remember Pride? They used to, like you can make a good fist. The UFC gloves, it's hard enough to make a fist in the UFC glove, but these are good. I'm keeping these.
I'm happy. Sergey will sign those. Будь ласка.
Олександра Кучеренко, зірковий спорт ACTV. Hello, Conor. Nice to meet you in
Hello.
Kyiv.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Thank you. My first question is, could you translate? Чи готові ви вийти на ринг проти Олександра Усика, як це було із Майвезером? І за який гонорар?
Thank you. All right. So, are you ready to fight in a boxing ring with Alexander Usyk? And what would be the prize, the money?
Well, he's only going up into the heavyweight division. I mean, I know I take risks and I know I'm fearless, but I mean, come on, I have gone up multiple weight divisions. I've fought in multiple sports, but I mean, a heavyweight in his realm, I'd give him a mixed martial arts belt though, no problem. But I mean, if you want me to go against a heavyweight in his game, in the boxing game, I don't know. I think I'll chill on that one.
Thank you. That's honest. Ось тут, будь ласка, так.
Можна ще одне запитання одне.
Ага, пробачте. One more for this lady. Так.
Конор, ви давно не змагалися, і зараз дуже багато американських та британських журналістів вже списують вас і відправляють на пенсію. Що ви відповісте цим журналістам і скільки ще ви плануєте років битися?
That's a great question, and it repeats a bit my previous one. So, the journalist says that foreign media, specifically British and the US one, saying that you haven't fought for a long time, like you going, in a way. And what would be your answer to them, and for how many years of consecutive fighting you want to stay with UFC or MMA?
Like I said, it's not from me that I'm not competing. You know, there are many outside influences and the politics in prize fighting you would not believe. But like I said, we are almost there, and I will be back. So I appreciate your patience and that great question.
I just want to say from our point of view, from PARIMATCH point of view, we are excited to see you at the octagon for as long as your heart wants to do that and you have that energy. We'll support you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Next, please. Ось тут, будь ласка. Спочатку ви, потім ви, так. Так, чоловічі в окулярах спочатку.
Hello, Conor. Welcome to Ukraine. Вопрос. Совсем недавно Владимир Самарский, Focus.ua. Совсем недавно в футбольных пабликах была популярна фотография Конора в футболке Шахтера. Спросите у Конора, смотрит ли он вообще Шахтер. И эту покупку, не покупку, комментировали эту фотографию как один из самых лучших трансферов Шахтера, потому что в клубе наконец-то появился серьезный, хороший защитник. Спросите, пожалуйста, у Конора, смотрит ли он вообще матчи Шахтера, или это было просто рекламное какое-то...
Okay, I know, я уже знаю ответ, but I will ask you. Thank you. So the question is,
Еще один вопрос будет.
recently you've posted a picture on Instagram in a football shirt of Shakhtar Donetsk, which was super popular here, tons of likes and everything, and a lot of discussion and the buzz. And the question is whether you are watching or ever watched any game of Shakhtar Donetsk. And also there's a joke that finally they have a good defender.
Yes, good. I mean, I'm not a bad football player back in my day. It was either football or fighting for me. But no, I know Shakhtar Donetsk because of the UEFA Champions League and the UEFA Cup. They would play against the UK teams.
They're going to Manchester City soon.
Sorry?
We're going to Manchester City.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wow, very good. No, that's how I would know of them. But I've never been to a game. I've never been to a game live. Maybe I believe we are actually scheduled to go to a game soon. Are we? Yeah,
We can schedule that, going to Manchester.
Yeah, I would love to do that. So the jersey was nice as well. I appreciate that. Have my name on the back, McGregor 12. So it was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Дякую за це питання. Все-таки черга. Дякую за вам чого.
Hey, they're playing Manchester City now.
So they're playing
the Champions League, is it?
They're playing tonight Dinamo Zagreb. Right now, Shakhtar is playing Dinamo Zagreb from Croatia, and in a few days we're gonna fly to Manchester to play Manchester City for the third consecutive year. It just happens so that Shakhtar goes in the same.
Is that just like he's doing it every year, or is it part of the Champions League, or what is that a part of? It's just a friendly.
It's the Champions League, and it just happens so that Shakhtar was rotated in the same group again and again.
Wow, very good. Well, there you go.
So Sergey has already arranged a trip for you to Manchester. Next question, please. Yes, you young man.
Добрый день. Я Тимур Рагимов. Конор, привет.
Sir, how are you?
Отлично. Я хотел бы сказать, что каждый боец ММА мечтал бы хотя бы просто поздороваться с тобой. Я сейчас, все задают вопросы, я сначала начну с благодарности. В первую очередь хотел бы поблагодарить тебя за ту революцию, которую ты сделал в мире ММА. И во всем мире бойцы ММА начали получать гонорары ровно в 2-3 раза больше только из-за твоих действий. В первую очередь из-за тебя. Ты революционер. Переведите.
Спасибо. So he says everyone is asking questions here, and I want to share something with you. First of all, thank you so much for what you've done to UFC. Because when your star lit, everyone started to get a better pay. Two, three times more than before, and that's because you have created a revolution. Basically, you brought the revolution. So he's gonna go on right now.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Еще хотел бы сказать, что касается меня, я Тимур Рагимов, боец лиги WWFC. Начал свои поединки в тот момент, не в тот момент, а с того момента, как увидел тебя в ММА. Раньше я занимался боксом и перешел в ММА только из-за того, что увидел, как ты дерешься. В дальнейшем стал чемпионом лиги WWFC и по стечению обстоятельств боец из твоего клуба, то есть твой одноклубник из СБГ, Блейн О'Дрискл, у меня его забрал этот пояс, но я обещаю, что я его верну. И в конце хочу передать привет через тебя Дане Уайту и сказать, что в Украине есть боец, который сможет вырубить Генри Сихуда.
Можешь еще раз имя, пожалуйста, сказать? Ваше.
Тимур Рагимов.
So Timur Ragimov he used to be a boxing fighter. Now he's an MMA fighter. He fights for WWFC. That's the league. And he started his career only when he saw you in the octagon. So he appreciates that.
Thank you, sir.
And he's a champion of WWFC. Is that correct? Right. So he wants you to say hello to Dana White and tell him there are proper fighters waiting to become UFC fighters.
Very good. What's your record? What's your record?
7-2.
7-2, and you're a champion in this organization.
Which champion of WWFC?
Ex-champion.
Former. He used to
very
be.
good. Yeah, it's okay. I'll look out for you. I'll say it to Dana White. Dana White, check. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Откуда вы конкретно?
Украина.
Ukraine, but where
I'll say
exactly?
Dana White, check this man out. Good man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Вот видите, you see how you can do that? You just can come to the press conference being a journalist and a fighter.
Yeah, well, I'll do you one better. You're signed. Here's the contract.
That's nice. So then the press would say Conor McGregor just signed a Ukrainian MMA fighter. Thank you. Наступне запитання, будь ласка, ось там чоловік в окулярах, будь ласка, в футболці Конора. Look, he has your t-shirt.
Excellent. Yeah, great man. Thank you, sir. What's that, a Reebok?
No, that's PARIMATCH UFC.
Oh, so
Conor McGregor.
good
Yes.
man, good man. Very good. Wow, I haven't seen that one.
So now in martial arts, many money and every fighter earn many money for every fight. But I want to ask, maybe you have principal opponents with whom you can fight without money, only for sport motivation.
Great question. Do you have rivals that you really want to fight and money doesn't play there?
I actually, funny enough, I just want to compete now. I was trying to get the December 14th card. For whatever reason, they've been holding me back. I'm giving them dates. I'm saying I want to fight this date, this date, this date, this date in a row. And we had opponents selected and everything, and they're just making it very difficult for me for whatever reason. So now I'm kind of in a position where I'm actually I'm attempting to set up an event, a charity event. So I will compete. I've done this before in my hometown, but I've done it under boxing, in an amateur boxing event in my old boxing club, Crumlin Boxing Club. But I want to do it in mixed martial arts competition also. Create an event, find an opponent, compete, zero prize. I do not care about the prize. The prize is in my home. I have 5 prizes in my home that I seek to get. I've got them. I just want to compete now. I want to come back. I want to get sharp. I want to show the best of myself. You know what I mean? And continue to climb. So that's what I'm seeking to do. So we are looking to do that sometime in December. Hopefully have a charity mixed martial arts event for 0 prize. The prize will go to charity. So that's what we are aiming for. So.
And to add up to that, is there anyone like, I don't know, Tony?
Maybe PARIMATCH can assist me in that. Maybe we can set this up. You know, that's what we are looking to do. Nothing got to do with anyone. Just a charitable bout where I compete for my fans. The fans are eager. The lady said, "We miss you," and it's been so long since you fought. I agree, it has been so long. It's not good. It's not applicable to the game. It's not how I rose to be the greatest of all time in this game. You've got to be consistent with it. So I'm looking to get back in and compete, and we are doing it any way possible. And I would love to do it for charity. I even offered for the Frankie Edgar bout to donate my purse to charity. I said, you can get, because they were saying they won't make enough money on the Frankie fight. And I was like, I don't care. Don't worry about me. Give my purse to charity. But for whatever reason, it's being made difficult. But like I said, we're almost there. So it's never easy with this crowd.
And we're expecting in December soon. We'd expect soon that you would announce. And I have a question about the charity. You mentioned charity. PARIMATCH has been doing charity since its beginning, for 25 years already. And we know that well, everyone knows that because the world reads the news. But you help a lot of people, and especially help a lot of young kids. And I'm just wondering, where does it come from in your heart? So you wanna share what you have with others, or maybe less lucky or less experienced yet. Where does this charity thing comes from?
I know what it is like to have nothing. I know what it's like to come from nothing, and I know what it's like to struggle. So, and now I'm in a position where I can give back, and I think it's important for us all, whatever level of success or wealth or anything like that. It is important for us all to look to give back. We must all look to give back, and that's something I enjoy doing. So I do it with my whiskey. I do it with Proper 12. We donate to the first responders.
And you do it on your own as well.
And I do it on my own. I do it many times.
So
I love to give back.
So PARIMATCH is ready to give back right now 10 grand for each of the bets that you can make. So it's a short blitz question. Do you bet?
So say this again. PARIMATCH are going to give 10,000.
So I'm gonna say this. PARIMATCH will donate through PARIMATCH Foundation $10,000 if one of your predictions will work out.
And if each bet comes out, then they'll donate 10. So multiple 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll do one better. I'll match that. So if each bet wins, I'll add 10,000.
That's really good.
So we'll match that. All right.
That's really good. Okay. So first.
Now, where's the charities? Who's picking the charity? Do we know that, or what is the charity?
We have a foundation, PARIMATCH Foundation, and there are projects inside. So we will donate to PARIMATCH Foundation, and you will donate to PARIMATCH.
Okay.
So first question is just to warm up. Do you bet?
I do bet. Yes, of course.
What was your biggest bet?
My biggest bet? Wow. I mean, I got lost in the old gambling for a while, like most of us. You know what I mean? But I don't know what my biggest bet is, but my first bet, I bet on 3 football teams. I put €500 on 3 football teams. Now at that stage that was a lot of money, but I was like, there were 3 solid teams, but I got good odds on them. I think I was to win 2,500. I think I did win 2,500 because they came true. But that was my very first bet I ever placed. Because I didn't bet for, obviously I had no money to fucking bet, but I started getting a little bit of money, I started betting. And my first bet I won. That's probably not a good thing to happen. Your first bet you win a big one. But I bet on 3 football teams, Man United, I believe it was Man United, Chelsea, and I'm going to say Tottenham, I believe, it was many years ago. But they came true for me, and I won a few quid, and then I gave it back. You know what they say, the house always wins.
Thank you for sharing that. So now we go on for the predictions. Masvidal versus Diaz.
I think Diaz beats him. He's got crisper boxing, way more experience, and I think Masvidal's had a good run. He's on a 2-fight win streak. The game is very forgetful, I believe. Our sport is. I think Diaz has enough in it to do him. I think he's in a better space. You've got to factor in that. What kind of space is the fighter in? Because everyone's the best on their day. You know what I mean? So I think Diaz beats him.
So if Diaz beats Vidal, PARIMATCH donates 10 grand and you donate 10 grand to PARIMATCH Foundation. Yeah. That's fantastic. If the fight Khabib-Tony Ferguson ever appears on the screens, who would win?
It'd be an interesting one. I think Khabib would probably beat him. Again, you've got to see what the circumstances are. Anyone can win on any given day. Tony is a formidable fighter also. You know, he's very, very tough. He does go down, he does get dropped. His guard has been passed, he's been mounted by a lesser fighter. So I would favour Khabib in that bout.
Now, Henry Cejudo, that's the right name, and Valentina Shevchenko.
I'd go Valentina Shevchenko. We can't put 10,000 on that, right? We can't put 10,000, that's not going to happen. But I tell you what, that Shevchenko, that woman, the Shevchenko sisters, are phenomenal fighters. But Valentina is unbelievable. One of the greatest female fighters there ever was. So I would say Valentina, with the length and the range and the dangerous strikes, would probably spark Henry.
And now the final one. So you had sparrings with Dana White and you had sparrings with Sergey Bortnov here. And the question is, who would you bet on if they had a fight?
I'd say that Dana has a bit of weight on him, but Sergey has the more tools. He's a phenomenal Thai boxer. Sergey, he's got good teeps to the leg, good knees. But Dana's a big man and he's a good boxer also. Dana can box. He's from Boston. You know, the Boston people, they are strong boxers, but like the Ukrainians also. So I would say I'll give it a tie. Because Sergey's here with me now, I'll give it to Sergey. But maybe we can arrange that. In fact, we can arrange that. You know that.
We don't do that.
Knock, and I know Sergey loves a knock also because Sergey with the PARIMATCH team touched down in Ireland, showed up at the gym, and we were doing just a costume fitting for an advert we were shooting for PARIMATCH. But he asked for sparring, so we got on the gloves and we sparred. So I know Sergey is eager for a fight also.
Thank you for taking part in this charity prediction event. So we have a few other questions from the...
That could be the co-main event.
Oh yeah.
The CEO of PARIMATCH, Sergey, against the employee of the UFC, Dana White.
I haven't said that. And also, I just wanted to mention that 3 of the favorite questions that you, Conor, will pick, 3 favorite questions, they will receive proper 12 whiskey, and also one of the most favorite questions, you would do the face-off with this guy or the lady. Is that okay?
Sure, yes.
Okay.
No problem.
So more questions, please. Так, пане, ось тут, ви по центру, так. Так, мікрофон правіше, будь ласка, так. Ще, до речі, хочу сказати, що 3 найкрутіші запитання Конор, які вибере, пляшки з Proper 12 будуть у подарунок, а найцікавіше запитання можна зробити буде face-off разом з Конором. Ось, готуйтесь, будь ласка.
Hello, girl. I'm from TV channel 2+2.
Ближче мікрофон.
I'm from TV channel 2+2. Program Jedi. We are automobile program about cars. You have many cars, Genie, Rolls-Royce. Do you remember the first car and where you get the money for this car? It's first question.
I do remember my first car very well. So I was a first-year apprentice plumber. Obviously, a first-year apprentice plumber is on very, very little money. I think I was on like €160 a week. And there's this thing in Ireland called GE money. I actually don't think it's still going, but it's like finance. So you could go into a place and you ain't got no money in the bank, but you can sign a piece of paper as long as someone goes guarantor. So I got my mother to go guarantor for me, and we signed, and I got a brand new car, which was at the time I think it was like 26,000 euro. It was an Opel Astra, and it was brand spanking new, and I hadn't got any money, but I was able to sign this piece of paper and drive it out the lot. So that's what I done, and then eventually they came looking for me, and I had no money, and that's another story. But my first car was Opel Astra, a brand new one, and I used to love it.
Okay, and
And now my latest one's a Bentley. I got a Bentley convertible, the new Bentley. It's a beautiful car, beautiful car.
Out of all these beautiful machines that you used to have or have now, what is your favorite one?
I'll probably say the Bentley. I mean, the one I just got recently, I'd have to say I'm really enjoying the Bentley at the minute. Now, I actually came from the airport in a Maybach, a Mercedes Maybach. I have a nice sports car. I have a nice car that I get driven in, and then I've got the Jeep, a Range Rover Jeep. So they're the three ones that I look for. I'm due an upgrade on the car I get driven in. Right now, it's a 7 Series limo edition, and I've been looking at the Maybach. So it's good to get in one on the way over here. They're nice cars. But right now, I'd say my favorite one is obviously the Bentley.
Thank you for that. Паню, вибачте, будь ласка, по одному
Give me
запитанню.
one more.
Okay, okay.
Say please, you like the speed, okay? How often you break the traffic rules?
Oh, that's a good one. How often do you break the speed limits?
We don't break no rules anymore. I was banned from driving only I think it was this year I was banned. I got a 6 months driving ban because I was speeding a couple of times. But you know, when I was in the court, the judge said to me before he gave me the ban that more people die on our roads than any other in speeding incidents than any other way in the country. And I was like, wow, that kind of opened my eyes, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to abide by the rules, and I'm not going to speed no more. And I got my license back, and that's it. I've been following the road traffic rules, and you know, I think it's important that we do that. You know, that kind of opened my eyes when the judge said that. So
That's very thoughtful and honorable of you. I respect that. Thank you. Пані ось там, яка так підняла руку, потім з правої сторони буде звідти. Так, будь ласка.
Hello, Mr. Conor.
hello, how are you?
It's unbelievable actually to see you really here.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Like, it's really you or
No, it's a clone. If anything bad goes wrong, it was a clone. You know yourself.
We used to see your scandal press conference, read your interview, but now you're very so kind, so calm, so very nice. What is your true face? What is the true Conor
Oh, I don't know if I can show you my true face. Now look, I'm not scheduled to fight anyone. I'm not scheduled to have a contest with this man. So my behavior and my attitude reacts to how my surroundings, you know what I mean? If I'm scheduled to fight a man and I know this man is gearing up to punch me in the face and hurt me, my attitude and behavior is different. So right now I'm in a relaxed environment. Here with my lady, we just came from the airplane. We're kind of on a holiday here, you know. So this is it. This is my true face, you could say. I always fucking have my true face on. What you see is what you get.
Thank you, Conor. Дякую вам за це запитання. Ось справа там чоловік вже давно хотів задати за вами, пані, яка вже задала питання. Будь ласка. Наступний, так, дякую. Вибачте. Yes, please.
Доброго дня, Денис Савченко, Футбол Хаб. Ми також знаємо, що Конор вболіває за Селтик, за шотландський, і хочемо задати таке запитання, запитання. Можливо, він знає, що в Селтику теж грає Макгрегор і ще один українець Мар'ян Швед. То чи вибере він з 3 фотографій саме Макгрегора і Шведа, українця?
Thank you. So you're a fan of Celtic. You're a fan of Celtic.
Yes, of course, I'm a big fan of Celtic.
And
I'm a fan of Celtic.
And you should know that there is a guy named McGregor.
That's right, that's correct. The former captain Kieran Tierney, and he only signed with Arsenal. He's a big supporter of mine. I'm a big supporter of him. He's a phenomenal football player. But yeah, of course, I'm always with Celtic.
And there's also a Ukrainian player with the last name Shved. So now it's a question with pictures. Please show us McGregor and Shved and show it to the room.
What do you mean show it to the room?
So who of these guys is Shved and who of these guys is McGregor? Shved is the Ukrainian football player. And who of them is McGregor?
This guy looks a bit Ukrainian to me. Is that Shred?
Is that Shred? No.
No. Who's he then? He kind of looks like Henrik Larsson. You remember Henrik Larsson?
I remember Henrik Larsson.
Where was he from again? Sweden?
Henrik Larsson was from Sweden. Larsson був зі Швеції, так? Henrik?
Looks a bit like him. So that's definitely not McGregor.
Not McGregor?
No, that could.
Okay.
I'd probably say that's McGregor.
Is that McGregor?
Oh, it's Shred.
This is Shred.
Stop, man. Right, good man.
And
It
this
looks like a McGregor. That's McGregor. Right, good man. I didn't know that. Very good.
Thank you for answering the question and learning something new today.
Excellent.
Thank you for the excellent question. You know what they did? Last time they did the same with Mike Tyson. They gave him the picturesque question because Shakhtar has a player with the name Tyson.
Don't do it to me with Shakhtar. Oh yeah, all right, okay.
Yeah,
Did you get it
and
right?
he guessed well.
Oh wow, very good, very
Thank
good.
you.
But I guessed horrendous. So just edit that part.
Чоловіче, будь ласка, переді мною в сірому світлі.
Добрый вечер, Макгрегор. Очень рад, что вы приехали в нашу страну.
Very happy you're
Все
here.
просто в приятном шоке события. Вопрос такой, когда вы почувствовали, что вы действительно настоящий боец? То есть после какого боя, то есть не обязательно на ринге, но вы поняли, что да, это ваше?
Thank you. Great question, I think. So, when have you felt in your life that you are a great fighter? Doesn't mean in the octagon, in the ring, but in life. When have you felt it? After which fight? And fight is a metaphorical thing here.
Yeah, you know, just I don't know. I don't know when I could say. I always believed I was a great fighter. I always believed I was great, and I always will believe that, because I am great. You know what I mean? I am a great fighter, but since the very beginning.
Conor, what would be your next career?
My next career, I don't know. I'm still enjoying the careers I have chosen. You know, the fight game, the whiskey game, the fashion game. Maybe Hollywood down the line. Who knows? You know, we'll see what happens.
And that was
I've been putting that off for many years, and I'm not really that interested in it just yet. But you never know what's down the line. Maybe the WWE. You know, I've had a bit of beef with those guys over the years. But no, I'm enjoying the fight game. I'm still very young in the fight game. I'm 31 years of age, just gone. Very limited damage I have taken, and I'm very, very eager to compete. I find it hard to believe that I would drift into another craft so easily. I am a fighter, born and bred.
You mentioned injuries a few times during this conversation. What's the most frustrating thing while you're recovering from an injury?
I suppose the most frustrating thing when you're recovering from an injury is just looking from the outside in, looking at people train, and you can't, you're restricted. But in reality, no matter what the injury is, there's always something you can do. So it's just important to find that thing you can do and then do it. And that's it.
Thank you. 2 more questions, and then you should pick 3 favorite questions, okay? Which been here? Oh, пані Ір, будь ласка. Пані тут, пані Ір. Візьміть мікрофон, Дар'я.
Доброго вечора, Дар'я Цесарук, телеканал Прямий. Власне, ви займаєтеся віскі. Ваш бренд, він вже за популярністю більший навіть ніж Джеймсон. Чому ви вирішили зайнятися і чому не ваше прізвище на ньому? Чому він називається Пропер, а не Макгрегор?
Thank you. So, you've been working with whiskey for some time, and it became more popular than Jameson. And how come that you decided to go with whiskey? And then the second question is, why does it have the name of Conor McGregor, but it has Proper 12?
Well, I'll tell you that now. I'll tell you why I got into whiskey. My grandfather was an avid whiskey drinker. You know, in Ireland we have whiskey. We have master distillers, the people who distill the whiskey, who create the whiskey, and then we have master drinkers. My grandfather was a master drinker, so he would always instill pride in me that Ireland, we are the world champions at making whiskey. So that was how I was raised. That we are the world champions at making whiskey, and I was always eager to get into it. And then obviously when I became old enough to have a sip of it, I really loved it, and that's it. I dived headfirst into the business. And built it up from there. My name is actually on the bottle. On the back it says the founder. I am the founder of Proper 12. So my name will forever be on that bottle. But the reason we went with the name Proper 12, proper obviously is a term known around the world. If you say something is proper, it is true, it is legit. And 12 is the hometown that I come from. So I wanted to pay homage to where I come from. It's home to the largest children's hospital in the country. Also, when my girlfriend used to work, I used to pick her up and drop her off every day. So, and like I said, we donate through Proper 12 to the first responders and give back to the hospitals and that. So that's why I named it Proper number 12.
Thank you. Thank you. Чоловік ось там, який брата. І ще два запитання, і ми вже немає. От останнє запитання. This is the last question.
Conor.
Так, будь ласка.
Hello, Conor.
Hello, how are you?
Sorry, thank you. Very good. Чув, мене Едуард звати. Чув новину від Хельвані, що ви бажаєте у 2020 році бій проти переможця пари Масвідаль-Діас. Правда це чи ні? І у разі перемоги він казав, що ви хочете ще й переможця пари Хабіб-Фергюсон. Правда це чи ні? Дуже цікаво.
Okay, thank you. So, are you having in your plans fighting the winner of Masvidal-Diaz and Khabib Ferguson?
I designed that bad motherfucker belt. I actually designed that. I signed off on the design of how they are creating that belt. So most certainly, that belt was brought into fruition, brought to life because of me, the real bad motherfucker. So most certainly, one of those men is on my radar.
Thank you for this answer, and thank you very much. Давайте оплеском привітаємо Конора, подякуємо. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're not done. From our side, I think it's legit to say that whether we were speaking about different things in here, and as well betting and alcohol, it is important to mention that drinking is good when responsible, as same as betting and any type of entertainment. It's only good when it's taken responsibly. Now, pick 3 favorite questions that you had today.
The lady that asked about my Proper 12, I appreciate that. She knows she knows what the number 1 Irish whiskey is. I'd say the man who campaigned for to be signed by the UFC. You've got to respect the hustle.
The man from the Belarus, I think, was good with the
I like Belarus. Yeah, that was a good question also. Very good.
Oh, yes.
Have you got the famous Belarus whiskey? I'd love to sample the Belarus whiskey and also the potatoes. You're not going anywhere with them potatoes. They're mine.
Don't drink it.
Old Scully. Well, I've been drinking since I was 2, mate.
So, for those 3 that have won, well, you'll sign 3 bottles of Proper 12, if you don't mind, in a moment.
Of course I will.
But now we would like you to sign something for us. Oh, no, so we'd like to present you something. So our CEO, Sergey Portnov, wants
this
to...
big book here, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's this now?
So, let me just could you show it to the audience? So this book is... Oh, вже видно. Україна гетьманська. Україна гетьманська. Ми хочемо, щоб Конор трошки більше дізнався про історію України. So this book will help you to learn more about Ukraine and our culture. This is super limited edition. We know that you enjoy super limited stuff. So this is just like that, and it's super rare. And it's heavy and beautiful, and it's very thoughtful inside. Very thoughtful inside. And we really want you at some point to just go through it. It's in Ukraine.
I don't speak Ukrainian now, you know that though, right?
We know that, of course, but we just want you to have that and enjoy it.
I appreciate that, thank you. It's a phenomenal book and I'll have a good look at it.
Thank you for that, and also we'd like you to sign...
Conor, first of all, I really appreciate your interview because it comes really naturally and it's unbelievable energy. So
thank you, Sergey. I appreciate you having me out here. The CEO of PARIMATCH, good man.
We spoke about charity and just realized that if we sign these things and we don't give it for charity, it would be a waste. So I promised after you sign, we will auction it out. And I just realized that your autograph or your signature can save lives. So you should treasure this because one signature of yours, basically 2 seconds of your pen handwriting, might save lives. So I think you should value this.
I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm more than happy to sign this, of course. Yes. You know what? There's everywhere I go, there'll just be fans outside the places I'm at, and they have like pictures and that. I always sign. I'm known to sign for the fans. I even had a deal with an autograph company, and they were upset that I kept signing for the fans. And I was like, the fans are showing up. They're standing in the cold. So I'm known to sign for the fans and support the fans. But I appreciate you saying that. And you're dead right. What is it? It's a couple of seconds to sign something, and it's my pleasure.
Ми вам ще раз дякуємо за вашу підтримку шалену цього дня. Зараз ми зробимо фотографію разом з вами. Ми take a picture with you, Conor, all together. До речі, один з фотографів може зняти одну зі знімок зі сцени. And could you please take... Oh yeah, do whatever you want. I'm afraid of you, so I'm just gonna stay here. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Conor will sign the gifts for you now. Thank you, Conor. Please sign this for our friends here. Друзі, просто хочу ще раз для всіх вас сказати величезне дякую, що ви дочекалися. Ми усі справді зробили те, що могли, щоб Конор і команда прилетіли. They did.
I know we've got to get proper 12 here in Ukraine. I'm very eager to do that. You know, we've launched it recently in Russia and it's been phenomenal. We've launched it in Poland. But I want it here in Ukraine. I'm actually very excited to see it here. I don't wonder how you got a hold of it. But I'm very excited. I'm very happy with that. And we will get proper 12 here in Ukraine for the people of Ukraine, okay? So, thank you.
Thank you, Conor, for that. Well, we have our ways of getting it here, of course. And зараз ми зробимо з усіма з вами селфі. We'll take a... Well, while you're signing it, we'll take one picture, the selfie, the group picture of all of us. Yeah. The gifts. Yeah, the Belarusian gifts. Sure. Thank you.
Don't drink it. Promise me.
Just don't drink it. Keep it in your... Thank you.
Because it's Belarus.
Just... Yeah.
It's from potatoes.